days of our lives.
In the heart of Salem, John Black still lingers. A resilient love story has blossomed along the thin line between joy and sorrow. Paul and Andrew, two hearts choosing to proceed with their wedding despite the tragedy that just struck, have written a new emotional chapter in the turbulent history of this town. Their wedding, held while all of Salem grieves, is not only a declaration of love but also a testament to the strength of family bonds and the hope that survives amid overwhelming loss. A wedding amid tragedy, Paul and Andrew's journey of love through grief opening, Salem's sorrow and an undying flame of love. On June 3, the town of Salem was engulfed in grief upon hearing of John Black's passing. Marlena, John's beloved wife, along with their children and grandchildren, struggled to come to terms with an irreplaceable loss. Kayla, heavy-hearted, personally informed Roman of John's death, a man with whom John shared a complex, drama-filled history in Days of Our Lives. The entire town, from close friends like Brady and Belle to extended family, gathered around Marlena, trying to soothe her pain. Yet amidst the sorrow, a glimmer of hope emerged. Bo, once at death's door, awoke on June 4, bringing overwhelming joy to Hope, Sean, and Sierra. However, that joy was quickly shadowed by the heartbreaking news that John had sacrificed himself so that Bo could live. The miracle of Bo's return was bittersweet, intertwining with the grief over John in a deeply emotional tableau across Salem. Against this backdrop, Paul and Andrew Donovan, preparing for the most important day of their lives, chose not to let grief hold them back. Though Paul had just lost his beloved father, John, the couple stood firm in their decision to proceed with the wedding. This choice was not only brave, it was a proclamation that love can endure even when death is at the door. A wedding of resilience. Paul and Andrew confront loss. Paul, John's son, carried an unspeakable sorrow in his heart. Yet he and Andrew chose to honor their love as a way of healing and moving forward. Were they rushing the wedding before John's funeral? That remains uncertain. What is certain, however, is that their wedding will be unlike any other event Salem has witnessed. It will be a moment brimming with emotion, where tears of joy will blend with tears of mourning. Family and friends, though deep in sorrow, gathered to support Paul and Andrew. Marlena, Paul's strong-willed mother, facing the life-altering loss of John, found solace in watching her son begin a new chapter. Brady and Belle, Paul's loving family, stood by his side, supporting him while also helping Marlena through her darkest days. It was this family unity that gave Paul and Andrew the strength to carry out their wedding. The profound meaning of a wedding amid tragedy. Paul and Andrew's wedding is more than a personal milestone, it stands as a symbol of hope and resilience for the Salem community. As the town mourns John, their love serves as a reminder that even in the darkest times, light still has a place. The wedding does not deny the pain of loss, instead, it celebrates life, love, and connection. Moreover, their story reflects the spirit of Salem, a town that always rises from tragedy. From Bo's miraculous recovery to the moments of togetherness among grieving families, Salem is a place where joy and sorrow constantly intertwine, creating deeply moving stories. Conclusion. Love conquers all. Paul and Andrew's wedding, set against the backdrop of tragedy, is a powerful reminder that love can overcome any obstacle. As Salem continues to mourn John Black, this wedding offers a moment to pause, smile, and believe that life goes on, with new chances to love and to heal. Let us watch and see how Paul and Andrew's love continues to shine, and whether Salem can find peace amidst its emotional storms. One thing is certain. This wedding will forever be etched in the town's heart, a flame of hope glowing in the darkness. A love that defies time. The heart-wrenching farewell of Marlena and John Black. A coin of hope amid despair. The hospital room was a sanctuary of memories, where Marlena held vigil by John's side, her heart tethered to his every breath. In her hand, she clutched a small, worn coin, a cherished keepsake from their daughter, Belle. As she gazed at John, his face etched with the trials of a life lived boldly, Marlena's mind drifted to a sunlit day in Italy. They had stood together by a fountain, tossing coins into the sparkling water, their laughter mingling with the gentle splash. That coin, a symbol of wishes and second chances, had carried them through dark times before. Marlena recalled another moment when John had teetered on the edge of life. Belle, then just a child, had dreamt of her father holding that very coin, a beacon of hope that he would return to them. Now, with trembling fingers, Marlena placed the coin in John's hand, her voice barely above a whisper. "You're still here," she said, as if willing the words to anchor him to this world. John, frail but ever resilient, managed a faint whisper in response, his eyes locking with hers in a moment that transcended time. As she sat there, Marlena's thoughts wove through the tapestry of their life together. She spoke of the years they had shared, the moments of joy and the stretches of pain when they were apart. "My life only began the day you stole my heart," she confessed, her voice thick with emotion. For those who have watched Days of Our Lives since the 1980s, this was a reminder of the electric spark that first ignited between Marlena and John. A love that weathered storms of betrayal, mistaken identities, and near-death experiences. A man of many lives, John Black's life was a labyrinth of identities, each layer adding depth to the man Marlena loved. From his days as the pawn, a mysterious figure manipulated by unseen forces, to the shocking moment when Marlena believed he was the villainous Stefano Di Mera, John's journey was anything but ordinary. Marlena's mind flickered to a frantic phone call in the 1980s, when she had reached out to Bo Brady in a panic, convinced John was someone he wasn't. Yet through it all, she saw the truth. "You were always the man who saved my life," she said softly, her hand resting on his. "The man who protected me, even in my darkest hours." Their love had been a beacon, guiding them through the chaos of Salem's intrigues. Marlena's words painted a vivid picture of John's heroism. Not just in the grand gestures, but in the quiet moments of devotion to his family. She smiled through her tears, recalling the day baby Belle met her brother Brady, a memory that captured John's tenderness as a father. Another flashback brought laughter to her lips, their first wedding night, when, in a moment of playful passion, she had accidentally pushed John out of bed. These memories, both profound and light-hearted, were the threads that bound their lives together. Friends and farewells. The hospital room welcomed familiar faces as Steve and Kayla Johnson arrived, their presence a testament to the bonds forged through years of shared triumphs and tragedies. Steve, ever the loyal friend, tried to apologize for past missteps, but John, with characteristic grace, waved it away. "No regrets," he said, his voice weak but resolute. The moment was a quiet nod to their enduring friendship, rooted in the early days of Black Patch, the private investigation agency they had built together. A flashback transported viewers to that pivotal moment when Steve pitched the idea of Black Patch to John. Their banter, filled with dreams and determination, had laid the foundation for countless adventures. Now, as Steve spoke of Rafe's departure to the FBI and the need for John to return to Black Patch, they shared a bittersweet laugh. "We'll have to build a statue of you for all your heroics," Steve teased, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. It was a moment of levity in a sea of sorrow, a reminder of the camaraderie that had defined their lives. A nurse entered, adjusting a morphine drip to ease John's pain, and the reality of his condition settled over the room like a heavy fog. Steve and Kayla lingered, offering silent support, but the weight of the moment was palpable. Marlena's gratitude for their presence was evident, yet her focus remained on John, her anchor in a world that was slipping away. A heartbreaking crisis. The fragile calm shattered when John suddenly began to choke, his breaths coming in ragged gasps. Alarms blared, piercing the stillness, and Marlena's heart plummeted. Kayla sprang into action, administering oxygen, but the desperation in her eyes told Marlena the truth. There was little more they could do. Marlena clung to John's side, her own breath synchronizing with his as she whispered, "I've got you. I'm right here." Her voice was a lifeline, a promise that he would not face this moment alone. Marlena's pleas to Kayla were raw, a mother and wife begging for a miracle. But Kayla, her own heart breaking, could only offer comfort. "We can make him more comfortable," she said gently, the words a quiet acknowledgement of the inevitable. The suggestion to call a priest hung in the air, a step Marlena had hoped to avoid. Yet, with a heavy heart, she agreed, thanking Steve and Kayla for their wisdom and love. Their tearful goodbyes were a poignant farewell, not just to John, but to the shared history that had bound them all. A final declaration of love alone with John, Marlena faced the moment she had dreaded. The room was quiet now, save for the soft beeping of monitors and the sound of her own stifled sobs. She took his hand, the coin still nestled in his palm, and poured her heart out. "I love you," she said, her voice trembling but resolute. "You've fought so hard, John. You've given us everything." Tears streamed down her face as she spoke the words she knew he needed to hear. "It's okay to go. We'll be okay. You'll always be in our hearts. You can rest now." John's eyes, though clouded with pain, held a flicker of the man who had loved her fiercely through every trial. In that final moment, their love was a force that transcended the boundaries of life and death. Marlena's words were a release, a gift of peace to the man who had been her protector, her partner, and her soulmate. As his breathing slowed, she held him close, her heart breaking yet filled with the certainty that their love would endure. A legacy of love for the residents of Salem, and for the loyal viewers who have followed Marlena and John's story, this moment was a profound loss. John Black was more than a hero, he was a symbol of resilience, love, and the unbreakable bonds of family. His legacy would live on in Belle, Brady, and the countless lives he had touched. Marlena, though shattered, would carry his love forward, a beacon of strength for her children and grandchildren. As Salem mourns, the echoes of John and Marlena's love story remind us of the power of connection. Their journey, marked by coins tossed in fountains, whispered promises, and unwavering devotion, is a testament to the idea that love can endure even the darkest of days. For those who have watched their story unfold over decades, this farewell is not an end, but a new chapter in a saga that will forever hold a place in our hearts.